listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Betas After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Betas After Show.
Hey there, Betas fans. You know what time it is. You're here at AFTERBUZZ TV. It's the Betas After Show. We're talking about Season 1, Episode 10, Blinded by the Light. I am Matt Lieberman. Joining me on the panel, as always, is the fantastic and talented Mr. Patrick Dees.
What is up?
Not much, man. You know, we've just been here talking about Betas, talking about a great show.
Winding it down.
I know. We're finally here. We've been playing catch-up all season long.
Yes.
And then tomorrow, the season finale drops.
Boom.
And I cannot wait to see what happens. Yeah. So this show is obviously going to drop the same day, so you're probably going to either listen to this, then go watch that, or go watch that, and then listen to this. I don't know which order works for you, but I'm sure you're lovely people out there. We have a fantastic, super packed panel this week. We have some special guests. Madeline Zima is here, who plays Jordan on the show.
Welcome, welcome.
Yes.
Say hi.
Hello. Happy to be here.
Yeah, and we got Alex Blagg, who is a writer on the show. He also played Jason Prust in this episode.
Yes.
Hi, thank you for having me on your podcast.
Very, very formal over there.
You're so welcome.
But he's going to sound so good.
Is he?
I think so.
Okay. Are you going to sound good, Blagg?
Well, I just had a lozenge, so
Yeah.
fingers crossed.
Okay, all right.
That's velvety rich. I could pour that on pancakes. We also have the fantastic co-creators, executive producers of the show, Evan Endicott.
What up, y'all? Thanks for having us back.
Of course, and Josh Stoddard.
Hello, hello.
Yeah. I know. So, hey, we have this awesome episode. It's jam-packed with stuff. It's the penultimate episode of Season 1.
Yes.
What does that word mean? I don't know.
Penultimate means one before the last one. Anti-penultimate means two before the last one. That's a little Latin lesson.
I learned that as Breaking Bad was winding down.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And you obviously don't read Ain't It Cool News.
I do not read Ain't It Cool News.
Since I was 12. Okay, so in this episode we have Trey going down to SoCal trying to get a round of VC with Victoria, who he has kind of betrayed the Murch and joined with, and Jordan as well is dealing with a lot of big stuff. She has this harassment suit which has been plaguing her since the night at the gala.
That's right.
And you kind of lose your ass. You kind of lose your stuff in the lunchroom there with poor Brian Husky.
Yeah, you did.
He was really nice. He was really nice. I actually they kept wanting me to hit this one wall with the breakfast burrito, and I ended
crushed
up
it.
No, I got
that burrito so hard, girl.
Boom.
No, I actually at one point I hit the camera guy. And I don't know if that will end up somewhere, but the footage from that is my face turning bright red and me almost about to cry because I feel mortified that I just injured a crew member.
Oh, that's
Super
awesome.
They're like, throw it harder, be angrier, and I'm like, I don't want to hurt anyone, and then I ended up hurting someone.
Super cut of that with Takesha would be
yeah,
like,
that'd be hot.
hot.
It's coming soon.
I would watch that.
I would watch that supercut.
How many takes did it take you?
A lot.
hit that wall.
A
Okay.
lot. But when I finally hit it, I was so shocked. It was like, it's like in bowling when everything is just a little bit to the left. I just had to overcorrect a lot, and then I eventually hit this one, like, column or whatever that wall was. Yeah.
The best part about it was in post when we were doing the edit, and like how much discussion went into what sound that burrito made when it hit the wall, and how much to augment it, and
how much splat, how much squish, how much ka-chunk.
I bought it. I'm just saying, for my money, that was the best burrito hitting a wall these years I've ever heard.
That's why people get into the Foley game. You know what I'm saying? That moment where you're going to step up.
They found the right sound. They broke out the Pappy Wen Winkle, and they were like,
yes,
man, this is the moment moments.
We've done it.
chance.
Just retire.
Yeah.
So that scene was amazing to me because I've always had this kind of, breakups are always terrible. They always end up in somebody's room and it's depressing and whatnot. I've always wanted a woman just to break up with me publicly, like throw wine in my lap and be like, "How dare you?" And I thought that was as close as he's gonna get maybe to like a public breakup. I was jealous a little bit is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
You want me to break up with you?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Birds.
I'm very gentle at breaking up. I don't make a scene in real life.
But you could act it though. You're a fantastic
actor. That's true. If you want me to make a scene,
let's make a scene.
You want to have a good story to tell friends. Okay.
We'll have somebody film it.
Madeline,
I want it on YouTube. All right, we can
Patrick,
do this. I love
Madeline is not your big scene puppet, okay?
I'm
She
just saying.
acts when she wants to, when she's getting paid for it, when it inspires her as an artist.
Okay.
Thank you, Matt.
And breaking up with you would not fulfill her artistically.
I think crushed already. I'm already feeling pretty bad about it.
And it's very public because we're on this podcast. So now,
You're
fantasy
there you
fulfilled,
go.
pal.
I will break up with you for $10 outside.
Sold.
I am not. I don't work as much as her. This is the only thing I've ever been in. $10. I will break up with you on camera. No problem.
$7.50 and some frickles.
Yeah.
I'll bring the burrito.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right.
Rad. Although, to be fair, the way it looked on screen, and maybe I'm just a snooty snoot, it looked more like a wrap to me than a burrito.
You're
I
right.
think you're right. It was a wrap.
You're
It
right.
was a wrap.
A breakfast wrap. You were so right.
And that's why you host the show. It's
And it
that
was
eye
still
for
messy.
detail. I feel like.
It's my eye for
nothing gets
wraps
by you.
versus burritos.
Okay.
That's putting me in the top spot.
Yes.
I'm not first chair clarinet and first chair burrito rap spotter. Okay.
That's right.
So tell me about Jordan. How did you approach her as a character? She's someone who obviously has a lot of rage issues. Who she feels like life is kind of like giving her a raw deal. She doesn't mind stepping over other people's bodies, both post-coital and dead ones. Sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that she's an extremely empowered, that's one way to look at it. Or you could look at it as that she's trying to assert herself in a male-dominated field, and she has to do what she has to do to sort of stand out and be heard. And she definitely does have some issues. I would never throw anything at a former boss or employer, but I don't know how I really approached her. Every week was different. I didn't really have a game plan.
Yeah.
At one point, I spoke to Josh, and he helped me sort of like find a little bit more humanity in the character, because one week she's doing this crazy thing, and another week she's doing that crazy thing, and it's like hard to sort of find a through line. So, Josh, you want to help me out?
Well, I mean, we had to sit down at one point and talk about what the long game for Jordan was, because for a while she was just that person who'd come in, do impetuous, horrible, crazy things without any sort of mooring or understanding of where we were going. And so once we talked about it, I think it was very helpful. Yeah. We always envisioned Jordan as being that kind of person who was who made a name for herself by doing one of these crazy things. Yeah. And then the expectation was for her to be that crazy person, and then she became kind of trapped by it. And she was
we'd seen a sort of phenomenon in the Valley where somebody does like a drunk blog post and it catches fire, and then they're sort of like the truth speaker, but now they have to always take that role of being outrageous. And she's kind of this identity has trapped her a bit. Yeah,
she's kind of like stuck on the ride, so to speak. Yeah. Like she can't really get off. And then also she's very aware of who she is and who her public persona is, and later on when she hooks up with Trey, whoa, big news. She's very like, do you know what you're doing? And then also like, you know what this is, right? Like, I don't know. Also, Evan, can you just move a little closer to Josh, just for the video?
Yeah, cozy on. There we go.
Can we get some nice cuddles? I would like a super cut of nice man-on-man cuddles.
We can do that.
Okay.
Sure.
We actually have those already.
Done.
Blasting gay porn.
Writing the show is easy. We spent a lot of time doing the supercuts.
Okay. Yeah. So we've got Trey down in SoCal, and it's an environment, while the show is mostly shot down here, we've never really seen it in the context of the show. And I think even he's taken aback. He's being treated to like this very nice hotel. He's given the champagne, like, okay, this is the life I'm setting up for myself. Which is kind of cool for him to see and cool for us to see too. He works so hard, and he's so forward momentum, and then finally to see like, this is where I'm about to be, I think is a big moment for him. What do you think, Alex? Like,
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think, one of the interesting things about Silicon Valley and all the different kinds of personalities and businesses in it is it's kind of a chimera for like what you want it to be and what your kind of personal visions and goals are for yourself. Some people look at, what Trey sees in LA and the Snapchat house and that thing, and that's just like, this is it. This is amazing. Like, these guys are hanging out by the beach and making tons of money and partying with hot women and drinking during the day. And it's like, holy shit, this is the dream incarnate. And then for other people, Silicon Valley and tech is about doing something else. It's about, making something that's real. It's going to have an impact on the world. And I think that's, where Trey is coming from. And for him, seeing, I think maybe what he finds down there is kind of horrifying.
It's a bit alarming because that's the thing is like Jason Prust, who you play, who's like a just lovably douchey,
just the coolest guy,
upstanding
in the world.
Maybe
so cool.
Doy.
So
cool.
He's nothing like me. It was definitely a real stretch for me to. None of the wardrobe were things that I regularly wear.
Yeah.
It was like it was kind of like it was a classic Daniel Day-Lewis situation in terms of the transformation that I had to make.
Yeah, you actually amputated your left foot.
I did. Yeah, I learned how to make shoes. It was
very method.
Yeah,
very method.
So method he's failed to transform back.
He
takes it to the next level.
Yeah.
Wow.
People watching the podcast can see that I am literally that guy, except I'm not rich and not that successful, which is sad. It's just a sad thing that I'm that guy without all the success.
We're all sad that you're not rich, Alex. Okay? You don't need to keep reminding us. Off air, he was just like, guys, I'm not rich yet. We're like, we know. Right. Gosh, just calm down. But what I love most about him seeing Jason is it's a vision of who he could become if he just let maybe 20% of his ethics go. If he let Nash go and he stopped caring about his team, he stopped caring about his people and was focused just on making money, he could become that guy inside of 5-10 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think when you're dealing with those kinds, that kind of money, that kind of power, that kind of influence that you have, it can skew a person pretty easily, and I think that anybody could be susceptible to that. Trey included. If the circumstances were a little bit different, if things went a different way for him.
Yeah. If they had a friend named Juicebox.
If they had a friend named Juicebox, that's
a lifelong friend named Juicebox.
I was pretty jealous.
Jealous of Juicebox on the volcano.
Yes.
There's a big old bag he drank.
Only way better if he were a midget. The only way that scene gets better, as far as I'm concerned. Where did
a midget lacrosse player?
Yes. Well, I mean, let me put it
That's
to you this way.
show.
No, he's right.
So just making money.
Juicebox should have been a
midget,
so that then you could have a guy who was named Gallon or Tree, and just have all of the fruit level people. I'm getting off topic.
Where did CTO can't take over come from?
That was a Blagg.
That's a Blagg.
Is that a Blagg?
I think that might have.
That's
been,
you, buddy.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah. I have a weird gift for coming up with punny word plays for tech words. I don't know why.
Acronymic genius.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm constantly thinking up new job titles and things like that. Yeah.
Blagg was also responsible for one of my other favorite lines of the entire season was that shit sound like a U prob, not a chew prob.
Which we say on the reg.
So beautifully douchey puns.
Anything. I mean, douchey is just that is my wheelhouse.
You should come do our. I do a Sleepy Hollow show. We've been doing a pun jar sweepstakes.
Great.
And we've been doing 50 cents a pun. You could get us way up there. We're already doing like $55 we're giving away.
That sounds like something I'd love to be a part of.
Oh my god!
You could double it in an episode. He's got it.
I love it. Well, when we had Orlando Jones on, we did like $20 worth of puns in an hour. He was a big help. Yeah, well, I'm kind of a big deal. Fake Jeff Bezos gave me a letter as PES.
That's true.
Patrick had this elaborate ruse. He gave me this letter that he said was from Jeff Bezos, and he wrote it on Amazon.com stationery. And I got so excited.
Which, again, they just don't hand out. You can't just get that anywhere. I think it proves its authenticity.
It proves it.
I mean, he's a big fan of your work. He's a big fan.
Yeah. All right, so Trey's obviously, he's not happy with what he's finding down there, and Victoria isn't necessarily, she's no Murch. Like, we see that pretty immediately. It's all flash, all sizzle, no steak is what I'm feeling as he's pondering around on this beach. And who should he come across but the lovely Miss Jordan, bumming around down there looking for work.
Yep.
Yeah. And he spies this guy who he's been like tech crushing on for years and years and years.
Casper.
Zach Casper.
That's right.
And he has this wonderful scene where he kind of pours his heart out about how hard it was to connect when he was younger and why that's driven him to who he is today. And, you know, we've gotten all this stuff about, Trey started this app because he was trying to help Nash connect, but now we're seeing how he fits into that puzzle too. This is a need that he needs as well. Yeah. And he wants for no other kid to have the life that he had. And I love that.
It's so sweet. It's nice to see some of the ambition now paired with some of the softer side, the sweetness and the humanity behind all that ambition and like, you know, yang energy. Well,
it makes us more invested in his journey because now it's not just, we want him to succeed because we like him. We want him to succeed because we see how much it means to him. It's not just success. It's he does want to change the world and make it better.
Right? Yeah. And there is this whole thing now with technology being this device to block people from connecting and this barrier that doesn't allow people really the magic of one-on-one connection and special moments with friends, which you get only when you're in person, not when you're texting, not when you're on Twitter, not when you're, you know, watching your computer, which is really it's nice to have somebody who has that awareness and like wants to bring that in. So
are you saying when I faved your tweet it wasn't special? I feel like we really connected, man.
No, we did, but we're here in person. Yeah. Like that's even more special.
Way better.
It's going to be way more special when we're eating that cake.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're different. They're different levels of connection, though.
Can we just shout out really quick Alex Blagg's wife's cake?
Oh yeah, guys, I brought some cake. I mean, you're not going to be able to enjoy it if you're just listening to the show, but everybody here is going to be deep in cake pretty soon.
They'll hear us enjoy it.
Yeah.
Alex Blagg.
Yeah.
You were already.
I believe in old traditional values, which is if you go to a podcast, you bring cake. Yeah. Just classic etiquette.
Podcast etiquette. Absolutely.
Yeah. A podcast warming gift.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You were already a treasured guest and a valued acquaintance. Now I can call you friend.
Yeah, indeed.
Yes. Okay, I just want to talk really quickly about iTunes before we get too deep into our discussion. Folks, thank you so much for downloading this podcast. We love doing it. We've been doing it for 5 straight weeks, 10 episodes. We got one more left. It's crazy that the season is almost already over. And here's the thing, folks. This is a free podcast. For free, you downloaded and you were able to listen to us talk about a cake that you will not get to eat. And AfterBuzz TV puts out over 60 hours of free content a week. It's crazy. You lay it end to end. You could walk from here to China and then over everything else and back here.
Science.
You could build a sky bridge, kind of like if you've ever seen X-Men and Iceman, he's building those like ice bridges and they kind of loop up into the sky. Nothing supporting them, but that he's able to travel anyway. It's like that. It's like that. It's very technical. I won't get into it.
That cleared it right up. Yep.
But
I got it.
Here's the thing. We do this out of the goodness of our hearts. We don't get paid. I don't get paid. Patrick insists he gets paid, but that's not how it works. What can you do to help us? You enjoy these podcasts and you've been getting them and you love them and love them. What can you do? Go to iTunes, find our show, slap us with a rating. We love 5 stars. You don't have to give 5 stars, but I'm just saying that we'd appreciate it. And
if you're honest, you're giving 5 stars, right? I mean, it's a 5-star podcast. I don't know, what are you going to go on there and lie and not give us 5 stars? That's ridiculous.
It's kind of unprecedented, the amount of access that we're getting to this show. So I think it's a 5-star podcast. But leave a rating, leave a review, because here's the thing. This is how our show is ranked on iTunes amongst all the other podcasts. It's how our show is ranked against all the other AfterBuzz podcasts. We want to be the #1 beta show on the web. We want to be the #1 show here on AfterBuzz. So we need your support. We love your support. You're the best fans in the entire world. Do not forget it. Also, here's the thing. This show is so great. We love it. We wouldn't be doing this AfterBuzz show We wouldn't be trying to get the amount of guests that we're having. We wouldn't be throwing the amount of love that we throw its way if we didn't love it. And I'm sure you do too, because you're listening to a podcast about the show. What can you do to help Betas get a second season? Here's what you do. You go, you tell your friends, Amazon.com/free month, and they can get a month of Amazon Prime for free. The show is finishing its run. They'll be able to watch the entire series, binge watch it in a day, watch it over the course of the whole month, leave wonderful reviews, help this show get a second season. You have the power. Fans have the power. Please, please do that. Tell your friends, I love this show. I don't want to see it go away. Thank you.
Amen. Remember when I said he just keeps getting better? I don't even know where do you go from there.
He's talking about ice bridges.
I don't even. It was kind of. I teared up a little bit.
Yeah. And it froze.
It did freeze. Which I was glad you could see that from there.
Yeah.
He gets very emotional when people make X-Men references. Yeah.
Formative years.
Yeah, I guess so.
Formative years.
All right. So let's jump back in. I guess I want to talk about what draws Jordan to Trey, because she was interested in him romantically before now. Like, what is it about this guy? Why are they together? Because, like, at first glance, they have this, like, tete-a-tete thing, like, rivals thing, which I guess, that's hot to have. But, like, what drives this romance, in your opinion?
I think that Trey is probably one of the only people that she's met that is as driven as she is and as focused as she is. That maybe she sees him as an equal in certain ways. Mm-hmm. That and he has a vision, and I think that she's impressed by that. That he genuinely wants to do something great for the world, and is driven by a sense of a purpose that's bigger than himself, which is definitely attractive. Also, I mean, he's kind of cute. So that doesn't hurt. So
I had noticed. I am in fact blind. So
there are all those things.
And I always saw that a lot of parallels between Trey and Jordan's character. It seemed like to me. I mean, they both kind of started with this big, controversial moment early in their career, and and in this moment, both of them have just kind of told their respective mentors to piss off, and they kind of connect in that moment. I really liked that about this episode, was that it felt like you guys were different, obviously characters with different things that you.
But they have similar evolutions.
Yeah.
And I think Jordan's a little jaded by all the guys she has met in this business who come along and claim they have the next big thing, and they're really just in it in the way that Jason is, for the money and the girls.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Yeah.
And taste that paper.
I think when she sees in 108 that he's at the demo day, that he sort of changed his tune, and he has actually listened to some of the feedback she gave, and actually took criticism and has grown up a little bit. That makes him a bit attractive too.
It's hard to be cynical about Trey. I mean, for whatever reason, he stays the course, and he's authentically himself.
Lots of integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whatever his flaws, he is not a poser. He's not a fake. Yeah. He's not trying to use anyone.
Yeah.
There's an honesty streak a mile wide that's very admirable.
Yeah.
Great abs too.
Also great abs.
And great abs.
Yes.
That are admirable.
Yeah.
I did it!
Oh my gosh! Watch out, Orlando Jones.
Coming for you.
Yeah. She's right on your tail, OJ. Oh, love OJ.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Very nice.
Yes.
Okay. Patrick, do you have any questions on this storyline, or can we move on?
I think we can move on.
I have a question. I want to know about Blagg's guitar skills, because that was a pretty convincing jam on the beach.
Yeah,
that's true.
Doing some
I
Jack
saw
Johnson.
some bar chords going on.
Yeah.
Well, since you guys asked, I definitely impressed a few ladies at my frat house in college. A couple Jack Johnson tunes, maybe a little Jason Mraz. I don't know.
A little bubble toes.
Maybe a little bubble toes.
Well, James Blunt.
Yeah,
James Blunt.
All that stuff. I've mixed it up a little bit, but
you dabble.
Yeah, that was a great joy of getting to do that character. Was
what
I kind of wish you guys had like a full mic on me the whole time, because I just to hear whatever I was coming up with would be amazing now, because I was you do multiple takes.
Oh yeah, and you're there like all night.
Yeah, and I would probably be horrified if I heard.
Wonderful.
I wish we had the audition tape so we could show.
Oh yeah,
because we did pull a little bit of a practical joke on Alex. And
Wait, what?
Oh wait,
yeah, classic Hollywood.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Story.
What is this joke you speak of?
Well, we had him go in and read because we read a lot of people for the Jason Prust role.
Okay.
But we told our casting director that we wanted him to do a take or two shirtless because it's a beach scene.
Yeah,
we
sure,
wanted to see if he was
yeah.
comfortable, and we just wanted to
check out the goods.
Yeah.
So we have the whole thing of like the awkward ask and him being like, sure, yeah, no problem. He's taking off his shirt, but he knows something's going wrong, but he's also auditioning and he doesn't want to be the guy who's like, no, I'm not taking my shirt. So he's like walking that fine line between you guys are pulling a practical joke, but I'll take my shirt off. Yeah, I'll tie the shirt around my neck. Like,
I would have had a three-way with both of them on the spot to get the part. This is not my first time at the rodeo. I know how showbiz
I'm
works.
just surprised.
You take your shirt off, okay, guys?
I'm just surprised that you had to audition. I just figured it was one of those things like, oh yeah, and here you play this part. You're funny.
I'm
You're in the
surprised
room.
too.
We're
I didn't know that.
No, you got to make sure that the best person has the part, and I'm the best. That's
Yeah,
what we figured out here.
there are no free meals in Betas.
Okay. No free meals, but you do get to audition. Take your shirt off.
Yeah. And I knew as it was happening, I was like, oh, this is definitely going to be played in the writers' room. This is absolutely. I'm going to watch this with all of my coworkers very soon.
So are we getting a Kesha supercut of that?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so we have that storyline, and then it ends. He's back in as San Fran, and we've got the Zach Casper offer. Isn't that wonderful? Oh crap, that's not the case. Something shady is going down.
Yeah. It doesn't feel good to be the bearer of bad news.
No, it doesn't.
But she found out that it doesn't. The offer is not exactly what it appears to be, and that he shouldn't get too excited.
I also
Which
love
sucks.
Sinking
sucks.
feeling. It's
Yeah.
terrible. Also, gotta say again, another shout out to one of my favorite parts of the show, Bardukin. He takes that phone call in a John Wilkes phone booth.
Yes.
On a cell phone, it is awesome.
I literally just slow clap to the screen. I was like, Bardukin gets cooler every time I see it.
Again, another shout out to our art department, Gary Corden, the whole gang. They
kill
all
it
the
every
details inside Bardukin were incredible.
Genius.
Thank you, gang.
Yeah,
You're the best gang.
Absolutely.
You're the finest of gangs.
It's true. I wish there was a real Bardukin.
I know.
Bardukin.
We talk about it
So
every
we're
week.
signing off that way. So
Yeah.
that's not the only time you're going to say that.
Oh, okay,
today.
cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that scene also because I feel like who hasn't been there, where you've gone out the night before and met a girl and gotten laid, and the next morning she calls you and is like, oh yeah, you just lost $20 million or whatever that was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
who
always
hasn't
weird
gotten
when
that phone call?
That's a heavy next day call.
But I loved how smug Joe was when he picked up the phone. Leave him wanting more. I guess that's true. What's going on? Oh, that's bad.
And they're already deciding how they're spending their money when they cash out a little bit after the raise. It's rough.
Yeah, Hobbs getting a Zeppelin.
Yes.
Wants to have adventures.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful. And it also, I loved how each of them, it reflected who their character was.
Yeah.
With all the things that they wanted.
I actually was a victim of this. So we raised around, and we're preparing to be acquired, and so we were pretty excited about the acquisition. So I went out and bought a sports car.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jesus.
Inevitably,
Classic press move.
Inevitably, the deal went sideways. So for me, this was all time one of the worst cliffhangers I have ever seen. Oh no! What happened to the deal? So anyway, just been there, done that.
Oh,
That hurt me.
I feel
That
like,
ish is real.
Yeah. I feel like you're just the loveliest, ginger-haired onion. I'm peeling back layers. I'm learning things.
I would never eat a ginger-haired onion. That sounds terrible.
It sounds lovely.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So on the other side of the coin, we got Nash. He's going to Michael Lau's birthday with old Mitchie. And Mitchie is
right.
So cute.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know. He's adorable.
In the writers' room, we called that the lulau.
Yeah.
The loser.
nice.
I get it.
Yep.
It's funny because
It is,
his
right?
name is Michael
Well, we're
Lau.
comedy writers.
Thanks for
Right.
breaking that down.
That's funny. And it's at this beautifully tasteful home. Was that in L.A. or San Fran?
That was in Los Angeles.
That was. It looked kind of
West
Los
Adams
Angeles.
kind of area.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's Michael Lau and all of his friends. Just this wonderful gay bash. And
That
Don't
doesn't
say
sound
that.
good.
I probably want to go a different way.
I knew what I said. I knew what I said before I said it.
A party.
No, yes, a very nice party populated by homosexual men, and
Mitchell.
yeah, and Mitchell. And he's figuring out, he's trying to, oh, poor Nash, he's trying to figure out what to give Michael for his birthday. And it's such a cute scene. I feel like it's the first time we really get to see the depths of the crush
Yeah.
that he's
Yeah,
got.
yeah.
And how nervous he is. And like Mickey's helping him pick it out. And he's got this Yola Tango record. And it's the perfect gift. It's the perfect gift. And I feel so bad for him when it turns out that Michael has this boyfriend who's like nowhere near smart enough for him. First of all, can we just get that across? He does
Definitely.
not deserve him. Yeah, Nash would be such a better partner for Michael, frankly. What did you guys think of this scene? I'm lost. It never
It was a bit of a
happens.
rope-a-dope, right? Like they're kind of snuggling up, and
I
he's
know.
speaking highly to him, and you're really like rooting for Nash here. And then all of a sudden, was it deliciously? Was that the adjective? Was deliciously Hispanic boyfriend or
Aggressively.
Aggressively.
Yes.
Hispanic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I loved it because I mean, it was almost for me like it was like a John Hughes movie moment, you know,
Yes.
but like very modern and
Yes.
with, you know, with obviously such a different context with you know, with Nash and Lau. Like I thought that whole story just played great. Like it was beautiful, and Karan did such an amazing job with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he
Like,
did such a good job.
so, and just like so subtle, and just you
Yeah.
really felt like you kind of knew how he was feeling throughout all of that.
Plus, I feel like everyone's had those moments where they go to a party and they have a crush on someone at the party, and they're
Yeah.
like, "This is on," and the person's even giving them some FaceTime
Yeah.
and really
Yeah.
making them feel like this is
Strong
gonna happen.
signal.
Yeah. I think Lau was totally leading him on. You
I
know?
think so. I
And
would agree.
and then you're like, oh, you totally not even are not interested, but have someone else,
Right.
and you're not even
Yeah.
close to an option, and you just want to go home and cry.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting question. So, like, I didn't read that as he was leading him on. I mean, to a degree, maybe he's a little bit flirty, but I kind of thought that maybe he was trying to get him to embrace this, to acknowledge
Yes.
it, right? Because I don't think he's
Right.
ever articulated it to anybody. But like, this is somebody who's smart and capable and in his world, and it's like okay for him to be openly gay, right? So,
Yeah.
and so I felt like he was really trying to help, you know, have him be happy.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
as he puts it, he's like, I'm trying to get you to see what life could be.
Right, for
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
You know.
But he does kiss him on the mouth,
I know.
There's definitely,
which is kind of
yeah.
like, whoa, bro, like, obviously you know you're leading this dude on.
Oh my God, the look on Nash's face
I
after he
know!
gets that
Yeah,
kiss.
yeah. Yep.
It's so
It is.
sweet and so sad. It is a John Hughes moment. I think that's a good analogy.
Well, then that kiss, I
Ish.
mean, it was a source of massive debate whether or not we could do it, if we
Really?
could, if we could pull it off, because both sides of what you guys are saying is exactly what we wanted people to feel. Like,
Sure.
he's leading him on. Well, really, no, it's just Nash misinterpreting things, and it could go either way. And
Yeah.
Right.
I think Lau's intentions are legit, but I think his actions perhaps are honestly misleading without meaning to be.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think, I mean, again, I think there are layers to it, and I
think-
hope that we
Yeah.
threaded the needle, as it were.
Yeah.
I feel like Michael isn't intending to lead him on, but Nash has never gotten this kind of male attention before in his
Yeah.
life. He doesn't know how to handle it. And of course he's going to read it that way because
Yeah.
deep down, he wants the fairy tale romance. He's a sweetheart. He doesn't have that many connections in the world. So when someone not only, attractive, shows interest repeatedly and like
He's Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a magical unicorn.
He is.
Yeah.
How many
Like-
Australian Asian men have you
Yeah,
met?
not a lot.
Relationship bingo.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he has a beautiful house, and he's successful in the same world that Nash is in. And
And his
must have
friends know
been,
how to make cocktails.
His friends know how to make cocktails.
That was my favorite scene in the entire party when Mitchell's explaining what went down like previously.
I know.
Yeah. That guy's
Get-
so
getting
funny.
the
I forgot
advice.
his name.
David Nair.
David Nair. I
Yeah.
love that guy.
He's really funny.
really
he pops
good.
up everywhere.
He was
The
so good.
gay council
yeah.
yeah.
on dating.
Charlie was getting into it.
Yeah.
He's like, I know, totally. So cute.
No, and it was great because, like, you know, how many really true sweethearts are there out there? And I feel like these guys are like, oh, you poor boy, we want the best for you.
Right.
They were the viewers in that moment.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, we want the best for you. You need to tell her how you feel, you big softy. And hopefully he will. Not going to make any predictions because it comes out tomorrow, so they'd be irrelevant anyway. But I think he will. That's just me. Maybe that's just a want. But
It does feel so sad that the finale is already upon us. I'm
Yeah.
like, how did that happen?
I
Crazy.
feel like the season just started. I mean,
I know.
Maybe that's just because we started this podcast like 4 weeks later.
Right.
Well,
There's that.
it does still feel like just yesterday we were asking Alex Blagg to take his shirt off.
Yeah.
It really does. It really does.
Yeah.
You can still feel the heat.
I wanna like see this video.
I know.
I'm
It
pretty
just
sure you
sounds
will
so
at this
funny.
point.
Yeah.
Can we tweet this out later? I mean, like our listeners need to see this.
Do Amazon shows get a DVD release eventually?
That I don't know the answer to. Do you?
I don't think
That's
so.
a good question.
Okay, because
I think
I'm
they-
like,
they
that would
would say
be
yes.
a DVD special feature, but
Yes. It
On no authority, I'm sure that it's getting a DVD. Positive.
I hope so.
House of Cards did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
House
There you
of-
go.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's kind of like a businessy side topic, but I kind of feel like all of these streaming networks like Netflix and Amazon, I wonder if they're thinking about like second windowing these shows, like licensing them even just to traditional cable and to
interesting, yeah.
I feel like our show could be on FX, like
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
absolutely.
in a year
Yeah.
or something. And whereas anyone who didn't see it on Amazon, you could see it there.
Well, they're doing that overseas, right? Like it's going to
They
cable
mentioned
networks
that
overseas.
initially, and I haven't heard anything about
I
it
don't know,
since.
yeah.
But when we first were talking to them, they had mentioned that they would sort of have some kind of international rights deal.
Yeah.
Bezos, if you're listening, think about it.
Think
I
about
feel
it.
like it might be good.
Yeah.
He's your boy after all. Could you just phone
No,
him?
he's not, because you're a liar. And you made me feel special for the first time in my life. And now I'm not getting a drone, and I don't have
That's
a
not
letter.
true.
So suck it. Anyway, now that
All
those
these
feelings
practical
have
jokes.
passed, I know. So
we do.
I want to talk about Hobbs really quickly, because I predicted this. Granted, the episode had already been released, but I still predicted it because I hadn't seen it. And he totally hooks up with Trevor's mom, and it's wonderful. I so wanted this to happen. I think the idea of Hobbs as a father to an adult
Absolutely.
is the best.
Is the
thing,
best. Is the
especially
best.
when it's Trevor.
Yes.
who's just so weird, and he's getting a haircut from his mom while they're talking about their contrasting sex lives. Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Far too gross.
not normal in the
Was that-
kitchen.
It's not.
No, it was
It would get a not normal in People magazine. the
You
normal
know what
one.
though? I grew up getting haircuts in the kitchen.
As did
From
I.
But
my-
not
from my
talking
mom.
about sex with your mom, right?
Well, yeah, my mom and I didn't talk about our sex.
Exactly. That's the
You
that's
didn't talk
the
about
part.
the sex that you had together?
No, we
That
didn't.
was
You
a
really
secret.
should. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
Your
nothing to
collection
do with the haircut. My mom cut my hair too. I made that mistake a few times. But
It was
no.
the quality of the haircut that determined the sex.
Okay.
would
So
do-
you
I mean,
you paid for the haircuts with sex, or the haircut was payment for the sex?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
The latter.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Good.
I do love that Hobbs instantly takes like father role in this scene. He's like, "Watch your mouth, young man." That's unbelievable.
Yeah. That was sweet. I loved. I have a Groupon for
Yes.
Dino.
Yes.
Maybe my favorite line.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. Now, is that a new set where they finally hooked up, where they're doing the laundry? Like, I feel like I hadn't
We
seen
built
it.
that set for that scene.
Oh,
Yes.
and it was filthy. It was filthy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was
We got to see some nice clenched John Daly butt,
Oh
Yes.
man,
which
that's one of
beautiful.
been the absolute pleasures of the show, is getting to see
All of his
John
parts.
Daly in sexual situations. Is like the funniest thing to me. I can't get enough of all that sweet Daly ass. I love it. I am a fan. On the record,
he knows how to work it, man.
he does.
Yeah.
He sure does.
He's got assets and he knows how to show them off. I'd like to ask a question because we've never had another writer here in the room. And Evan and Josh have been frequent guests of the show. I just wanted to ask a little bit about the writing process, what it's like in the room. I don't know if you've written on other series, but does it differ at all?
This is my first series that I've been on in the room, and I have a lot of other friends that are writers that everybody likes to talk about their different war stories, and from what I can tell, I got super lucky and hit the jackpot with this show because our room was just really just fun and functional, and everybody gets along and had a great time, and these guys obviously had a really clear vision for the show that they wanted to make and the story that they wanted to tell, and but at the same time kind of really gave us all. I mean, I was a staff writer on the show, which is it's kind of the lowest on the pecking order in terms of title, but felt like I got to make so much of a contribution to the show, and just trying to kind of show up every day and find ways to help these guys tell the story they're trying to tell, but also get to feel like you're a part of that, in a meaningful way. Because like I said, I have a lot of friends that are staff writers on big show, on Parks and Rec and all these kind of network juggernaut shows. And it just seems like a lot different of an experience, and I feel very happy and grateful to have gotten to do that, and now getting to watch the show and see how it's so good, and I really like it as a viewer. Sure. And my mom it's the only thing I've ever been involved with that my mom writes,
and it's fantastic.
Yeah. Every other thing that I've ever done, my mom was like, "Yeah, I don't get it," and this is the one that she's legit into it and really watches every episode and and loves it. So yeah. I don't know if I answered your question.
No, you totally did. I have to jump on that as well because it's one of the funnest, most collaborative shows I've ever worked on, and it definitely does not feel like certain network shows that feel like a machine and like a job and like an obligation. It felt like a creative party. And that it was really fun. And I mean, I'm not even really a regular on the show, and I got to be a part of this and be a part of this conversation. I've been a series regular on network shows and felt way less a part of the whole creative process than I do on this show, because it was a really two heads are better than one, and whoever has something constructive to say gets their voice heard, and it's beautiful. And so thank you guys for creating an atmosphere like that. Seriously. Seriously.
We felt very lucky. We got a great staff together, and especially even though we had people who came in with not a lot of experience, they had a lot of great ideas.
They contributed so much,
and so it was fun to empower people to bring their A game to the table and make us look good. I mean, that's the best part.
And I love watching the show. It just keeps getting better and better and better. And my mom loves it.
Yeah. My mom likes Alpha House. She's like, yeah, your show's all right. What are you going to
do? My mom doesn't know how to use the Amazon streaming.
That took him a while too, but
the other funny thing about that I noticed the other day, this is classic my mom though, is that she left a review on Amazon, and even though it was my show, it was a very positive review, but it was 4 stars, not 5. And she also had she had some criticism.
That's awesome.
I was like, cool, mom. You could have just emailed me that and just been A+, this is great, watch it, blah blah blah. I thought it was so funny that she wrote a really honest review.
We need to read that review for our review section.
Right. Well, since we're talking about reviews, we do have a brand new segment. We started it last episode, and it is reviews of Amazon shows, where we review Amazon reviews of betas. And do we have one queued up?
We do. This one's epic, but I'm just going to read a couple of the highlights because you'll get the gist pretty quick.
Okay.
This is unlike the last one. This is a 2-star review.
2 stars.
It's making an attempt to be fair.
Wasn't the last one 2 stars?
That was 1 star.
That was a
remember?
1-star review. Okay.
Because it wasn't meeting expectations.
Got it.
A lot of blasting.
Yeah. A lot of gay blasting.
Yeah.
This one's the headline is "People Getting Rich Isn't Very Funny."
Oh, okay.
Take that, Brewster's.
Okay.
Now, and then this person speaks with some authority.
Okay.
So, his name is William Baldwin. And he says,
"Is it the William?"
I can only hope. I can only hope.
Odds are
probably not.
Comedy comes out of hatred, and especially of self-hatred. But while Betas does indeed identify with its protagonists, it doesn't hate them, making it clear that no matter how awkward and dumpy, these kids are really good enough to sell their horrible little internet toy for millions of dollars, and the show asks us to identify with their aspiration.
So there you
It
go.
goes on and on a rant.
The best Amazon reviews are ones where they're clearly like blacked out. like they're in a dark place. It's 2 in the morning. They've had a lot
They
to
should
drink.
have a timestamp on these so that you can accurately judge and give it some context.
Yeah.
You know?
What anarchist zine did this guy get fired from?
Seriously.
Yeah.
Comedy comes out of hatred. What?
Especially self-hatred.
Especially.
So Evan, how many stars are you giving that review?
I'm giving this one 1 star.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, God, it did use the word dumpy.
And he has read the whole thing. So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, all right, okay. Walk us through. Why is it 1?
Well, I think, brevity is the soul of wit, and this guy's talking about what comedy is, and then it's a long review.
Getting a little emotionally
Yeah.
bulimic in
It's
his
about
review.
6 paragraphs.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's epic.
You gotta work
Whoa.
out. You gotta work out your issues in your Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say that.
Okay.
Great opportunity.
So our title of our review of this review is "Too Long, Didn't Read. This Guy Hates Himself."
But he's laughing about it.
He is laughing
Because
about
he
it.
thinks-
But if this is a Baldwin,
Thanks for watching.
If it is one of the Baldwins,
Yeah.
I understand why you hate yourself.
we all saw Backdraft.
Yeah. I have seen Backdraft. Have you all seen Backdraft?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't even trust people that haven't seen Backdraft.
I prefer the ride, but the
Okay.
movie was
Yeah.
pretty
Oh yeah.
Oh, that got torn down for the new Transformers ride.
Oh, that's the ride where you get to make love to Jennifer Jason Leigh on the top of a moving fire truck?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good. That's a good ride.
It
The
was a
lines
classic.
are incredibly long.
It's crazy. Unfortunately, we do have to wrap up. I would like to thank our wonderful guests, Madeline Zima,
has been awesome.
Alex Blagg, Evan Endicott, Josh Stoddard. You guys rock. Thank
Totally.
you for coming.
You
Thank
guys
you.
rock.
No,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having us.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, Madeline, where can the people find you online?
Oh, I am at Madeline Zima 1 Twitter. That's
Okay.
the way you
Can we
say
start?
it, right?
Can we start a petition to get the one without a 1?
I
Who has
had
that
to.
handle?
I had to because I kicked off an impersonator, and also I'm not on Instagram. There's an impersonator on Instagram. Get off Instagram. You're not me.
Get off Instagram.
Stop
Get
it.
off Instagram.
Wow.
Get off there.
It's annoying.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
Shut it down now. Yeah.
Wait. So what do they post?
Pictures have pictures that they steal from my Twitter or from my Facebook.
Really?
I guess they're a friend of mine.
Wow.
And have pictures of themselves with their hair covered and like in lingerie and like really lascivious pictures of themselves.
Now might be an
So-
appropriate time for me to apologize to you.
Yes.
I had only the best intentions. I love your pictures.
You didn't know it was
and
me.
I wanted to share them with the world.
Okay.
Anything about fragrances?
Oh yeah,
Did that
you,
make
you
that-
did a line of fragrances.
No.
Before we wrap up, I'm sorry,
No,
Melissa.
no. I made some perfumes in my bathroom when I was younger.
And she smells great.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, yeah, for
Smells
people in
great.
podcast land.
Okay, actually wrapping up the show. So Madeline Zima 1 on
Yes.
Twitter. Alex Blagg, where can the people find
Just
you?
at Alex Blagg.
Okay, at Alex Blagg on Twitter. Evan Endicott.
At Notorious EJE on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh Stoddard.
At JP Stodd, STODD.
Okay, and you can also, and you should also follow the Betas Twitter at Betas.
Yes.
Yes.
Patrick, where can the people find you?
At P to the D's, and on iTunes, I host a podcast about video games called Pixel by Pixel.
All right. And you can find me on Twitter at Matt Lieberman. That's MattLieberman. I'm also all over the place here on AfterBuzz. I'll give you some of them. I don't know if it's all the shows that I do, but we got Almost Human, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Sleepy Hollow. We got the finale this week. Just started up a new show for Helix. It's a great show on Sci-Fi. Check that out. Banshee, Justified, Sherlock starting on Sunday. I'm sad that this show is ending because that was one of them. And then got Lost Girl starting up sometime in the next 2 weeks. And Doctor Who, stay tuned for Doctor Who Classics sometime this spring.
We need an intervention.
No, no, we don't. I don't have a
just-
problem. I don't have a problem. Until I admit I
denial's
have
the
a
first
problem, I
stage.
don't have a
Right.
problem. Thank you all so much. I can't wait to see this season finale
Yes.
tomorrow.
Tune in.
Oh,
yeah.
Please.
Love the show. Share it with your friends. Good night and good luck.
Talk to you next
Thanks,
week.
guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
I'm trying not to hit
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.